What's going on, Raider Nation? Got a lot to talk about. Kicking off day one, week two of training camp. Let's go. What's going on, Raider Nation? It is your boy Raider Ed back again with the live show of Raiders Primos. We got real Raiders talk to talk about today. We got day one of week two's training camp in the books, and a lot of news was dropping today, you guys, that we have to dive into, we have to talk about. And it's just getting me more and more excited about the season. As the season is getting closer, we got football this week. I know it's not our game, but we got Thursday night football, and it is officially football season, you guys. We have football this week. We have our Raiders playing next week, and the pads are coming on tomorrow. Let me just salute the chat real quick. We got Sean Johnson in the building. Raider Nation for live, always. Got my guy John Leon in the building. Salute. Why don't you guys weigh in? If you guys haven't already, hit that like button and share this with your family, your friends, your whoever loves talking Raiders football. Share it. We're growing. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be more consistent with coming out on these live shows, and maybe even dropping some short videos if we want to squeeze some topics in during the week. But you guys, let's start it off with our guy Brock Bowers. You guys, he had an amazing day one of week two's training camp today. From what Hondo was asking, that there was one play in particular where Brock just ran down the field and had like 15-20 yard separation from the corners and the linebackers. He is going to be a nightmare, you guys. I can't say too much about. I can't say enough about Brock Bowers, you guys. Like, this is just adding him to Michael Mayer too. Like, this can possibly be one of the top duos in the NFL, one of the top tight end duos in the NFL. And the way Luke Getsy, from hearing Michael Mayer's press conference today, Luke Getsy is just scheming Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers all over the field. They're doing many motions, from what Michael was telling us. They're doing motions right to motions left all over the field. And Luke and Luke Getsy in his press conference mentioned that they're asking a lot from the tight ends, having to block, having to play receiver. And then he squeezed in that having to play running back. And I'm like, does he got something up his sleeve with Brock Bowers playing running back? It is just a dangerous duo, you guys, that we need to be excited for. You got Brock. I know a lot of people did not like the Brock Bowers pick because a lot of fans wanted us to trade up and go get the quarterback of the future, or go and look for a cornerback too. And we're going to get into that again in this live. I'm excited for this pick for Brock Bowers. Generational talent. That's all you can really say is generational talent. Salute Anthony for pulling up. My guy, yes, you guys, we got 10 more to go for 500. Guys, share the link around. Share it with anybody you know that may have not checked our channel out. Bring them over here to Raiders Primos, you guys. Thank you guys again for just spreading it out, spreading the love. But yeah, Brock Bowers, you guys, going to turn into one of my favorite rookies. Of course, not only just being the first-round pick, but just being another dynamic weapon on the offense side of the football. And again, I've said it many times. There should be no reason that we cannot score points this season. We've struggled last year tremendously scoring points and moving the ball downfield. It is going to be very interesting to watch how Luke Getsy is going to be dialing up this offense. It is going to be very interesting, but also fun to watch. And other news also, you guys, Aiden O'Connell was accurate with the football in today's practice, getting the ball down the field. and he was better at decision-making with lesser risk of turning the football over and is better overall than Gardner Minshew. Aiden also added that his side-to-side mobility to his game, just like Tom Brady used to do in the pocket. A little, and a lot of people try to compare Aiden O'Connell to Tom Brady. No one's going to be Tom Brady. We're not calling Aiden O'Connell future Tom Brady or anything like that, but just adding the mobility to his game. Last week, he called an audible, called his own number for a read option, or they called it a quarterback draw, and he scored for a touchdown. Aiden O'Connell is adding mobility to his game, you guys. We've asked him to add mobility to his game, and a lot of people still want to beat Aiden O'Connell up because of last season, because of the 10 games that he played in. I've seen someone put up out there that Aiden O'Connell is the second worst percentage. I think it's incompletion percentage of 10 yards past the intended receiver. Basically calling Aiden O'Connell inaccurate with the football. I do not see Aiden O'Connell inaccurate with the football. I see him as one of the most accurate passers coming out of last year's draft with him and C.J. Stroud. Of course, we have more to see with Anthony Richardson, and who knows with Hendon. I think Hendon Hooker came out the year prior. I could be wrong. But in all, the hate with Aiden O'Connell, y'all need to stop. Y'all some of the Raiders fans are just starting to get weird to me. The hate that they have for Aiden O'Connell, it is starting to look like the Derek Carr hate that they got. And don't get me wrong, I criticize Derek Carr, but I'm talking about like obsessive hate. Like you are trying to downgrade this man's as a football player and even as like maybe even a person. Like that's crazy. That is crazy that people will use 10 games to judge a quarterback. And I've pulled it up last week with me and Nate doing our show. I said that you cannot judge a quarterback in 10 games. Josh Allen had a 4-6 record and had 9 interceptions to 6 touchdowns in 10 games. Matthew Stafford had 13 touchdowns to 20 interceptions to in 10 games. You cannot judge a quarterback off of 10 games. Aiden O'Connell's just going to get better, you guys, and I hope he gets better. You know why? Because the Raiders will do better, and also that is one less position, an important position that we have to worry about. We can continue building this defense. We can continue building this offensive line. What I don't understand is that some Raider fans want the quarterback to fail, so then the Raiders can suck, and then the Raiders have another position they have to worry about. Instead of having, that's one less position they got to worry about. Now they can fix the offensive line. Now they can even make this defense more dangerous. I am really questioning some people's fandom, though. Like, you can call me delusional all you want. You can call me a fake fan all you want and not a realist. I don't give a fuck about Reno. I will be a realist when games are starting to get played. We're 0-0, you guys. We have not played a one damn snap of the 2024 season. So none of us know. That's why when me and Nate come on here and we talk about, hey, what is your prediction for the 2024 season? Keyword, predictions. Predictions. We're not fortune tellers. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We hope Aiden O'Connell goes off this season. We hope this defense is top 3 unit. We hope that we make the playoffs. Every fan hopes that. But come week 1, come week 2, come week 3, come the regular season, when football games matter, we're going to come on here. We're going to talk our talk. We're going to call out players that are not performing. If Aiden O'Connell's struggling, we're going to point that out. But we're also going to give him his flowers. And it's funny because those same Raider fans that are talking shit about our quarterback, when that quarterback is playing well, their mouths are zipped. You don't hear them giving them praise. You don't hear them giving them the flowers. And that's why I question your fandom as a Raider fan. So when Aiden O'Connell's lifting that Lombardi, I'm not saying this season, I'm just saying in general, when Aiden O'Connell lifts that Lombardi, I don't want to see your face at the parade because you were talking all that shit, and now that we got to the glory land, now you want to be part of that? Nah, you wasn't with us when we was building this thing. Okay, keep your distance. Stay over there. We don't want you over here. We want real Raider fans over here. I don't want to be rocking with Raider fans that just want to beat on this team and talk this team into the ground. Bro, go be a Niner fan then. Go be a Chiefs fan. Go be a Broncos fan. Go be a Chargers fan. You want to just shit on the Raiders team that you quote-unquote love? Then just be an opposite fan. Just go be an opposite fan. Like, I don't know why you guys are beating up on a quarterback that hasn't even got one snap in the 2024 season yet. I really don't. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. And yeah, Sean Johnson. Yeah, Brock Bowers is a generational offensive weapon, not just tight end. This is facts. You're right. And Anthony, he's at work right now. I hit him up earlier. I don't really know his schedule for the most part. He did say he's available on Fridays, so he should be coming on Fridays. But yeah, I hit my primo Nate up. He sends his love to the nation. But yeah, he's at work right now. He's at work. He's not able to come up. He said, y'all go ahead and beat him up, but in those 10 games, he had a winning record. Y'all will see. He went 5-5. He went 500, Anthony. Wasn't a losing record. But yeah, I just want to say that. That's what love from Raider content creators from the jump, y'all. Give their praise. Great job. Keep it up there. Sucking. We're going to let them know, like, hey, you suck this week. Yeah, Anthony. Like, I was killing Aiden O'Connell last year. And I was like, I had to pump the brakes on myself. But I was calling it like I was watching it, especially that Vikings game. Oh my gosh, that Viking game was horrible to watch. But I called it as I seen it. But at the same time, I was like, I can't beat up a guy that came into a fucked up situation. His head coach didn't even give him a shot until Antonio Pierce gave him that shot, but it still was a struggle because he's learning on the fly now. Now he has a full offseason of preparation. He has OTAs. He has training camp, preseason. AP said everyone's going to be playing in the preseason. So that means Aiden O'Connell is going to be getting reps in the preseason. Like, there's going to be no excuses now for Aiden O'Connell to really take that next step. That's what I'm saying. Like, my point is, you guys, just give the guy a chance. That's all I'm saying. That's my point. Give the guy a chance to make a name for himself, and I'm still I don't want to steal Nate Hobbs' thunder, but same way he taught. I don't know if you guys seen the presser. Nate Hobbs was saying the media, even Raiders media, needs to get off of Jacorian Bennett's back and stop giving him a hard time. That you guys are not seeing the hard work that he's putting into, and a lot of people do not see that. They just want to see what they see. I'm telling you guys. Jacorian Bennett, and the same thing with Aiden O'Connell. Okay, stop beating up on these guys. They put in the work since January. You guys, we heard it. Since January, Aiden O'Connell was working with Trey Tucker. The defense was working together on the gridiron, working together. And I'm telling you guys, they're tired of losing. They want to win just as bad as we want to see them win. So let's just shut our mouths. Let's wait. I'm not saying don't be optimistic. Or, to be optimistic. If you want to be optimistic, be optimistic. If you don't want to be optimistic, hey, it's up to you. Up here, we're going to praise this team until that first snap on Sunday. And we're going to keep screaming Raiders. And also, everybody in the chat, I'm going to be there for the home opener. We're going to be screaming Raiders. To win or lose, we screaming Raiders. But I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of losing, and I can feel it in this locker. I can feel it in the press conferences that this organization, this team that Antonio Pierce has built, they're tired of losing as well. They're tired of the Raiders being, being the kid that always gets beat up at school, that everyone picks on. They're tired of that, being the laughing stock of the NFL. We are building a winning culture here, you guys, and I think some Raiders fans just. I don't know if you are blinded by the losing that we have suffered for the past 20 to 25 years. This team is different. This team is different. I know we say that every single year, but watch the press conferences. Watch Antonio Pierce speak. This team is different, you guys. This team is different. And that was a bad game from both sides, Anthony. That was a bad game to watch. John Leon, he said, I was just watching another channel where they were saying AOC was one of the top bad throwers past 10 yards. I was thinking he was a rookie and just got thrown in there. LOL, how can you judge him off? And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you were seeing the same thing I was, because I seen that graph. I seen that. And my thing is this, no chemistry. No chemistry with Devontae. Devontae went to bat for this man to give O'Connell a shot. Had no chemistry with Devontae, had no chemistry with Jacoby, had no chemistry with Trey because he wasn't taking the first team reps. he was taking 13 reps until that Chargers game. And even then, he was going back and forth with Brian Hoyer. And then he finally got first team reps before the game against the Giants. Like, I would love to see any of us as fans go through what Aiden O'Connell went through and have the success that he did. He had over 2,000 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, finished the last 4 games with 8 touchdowns to no interceptions. Like, come on. And I know we beat him up because of the Christmas Day game. He went 3 quarters without completing a pass. Hey, let's not act like the Chiefs defense is not a scrub defense. The Chiefs defense is one of the best defenses in the league, and the Raiders offense still found a way to beat them. Aiden O'Connell was like, hey, if I got to hand it off 20 times, I'll hand it off. The running game was working, and I guarantee the next time we play the Chiefs this season, Aiden O'Connell ain't going to struggle like he did. I loved how much Michael Mayer had to say. Yeah, Michael, that was another – thank you for reminding me, Sean. Yeah, let's talk about the Michael Mayer interview. My notes that I got from it is he's just ready. Like, this is a guy that knows his assignment, knows what is being asked of him. And as soon as, people were questioning why are we drafting Brock Bowers, like, how is Michael Mayer going to feel? As soon as he met up with Brock Bowers, Michael said in his presser, we gotta do this thing together. We are in this fight together now. We can't be against each other. If we're not communicating, then, this isn't going to work. We're not going to be beneficial to the team. We're not going to help the team out. Like, this team is just a close group, you guys. Michael, and even the reporters are saying that Michael, I think Hondo asked a question that Michael and Brock, you could hear them communicating a lot out there on the offense side of the ball, especially to the receivers, making sure they're, that the line is right, that no one is offsides, that, they're not in the legal formation. Like, I love that. The communication is up there. What I'm excited for, you guys, is watching on Sundays and we're hearing how much of this offense is communicating to each other. Like, because I felt like in the past years, it was only the quarterback really, really communicating. And then the center is communicating, quarterback's communicating. But now you're hearing all, like, especially the tight ends, Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, putting it on themselves to communicate, making sure the receivers are in line with them, making sure if they're, when they can be ready to motion. Like, I love that. The communication is just over the top, you guys. Over the top. I love it. Anthony Estrada, you're going to be in LA. I'm not going to head out there for the Chargers and Raiders. Unfortunately, I was trying to see if I can get out there for the Rams, but that probably won't happen. But definitely, if you got anyone who's able to make it to the home opener, I'm going to be there. Nate's not going to be there, unfortunately. He's going to be, I think, in a game in a later date. Don't know which one yet. But yeah, I'm gonna be there at the home opener. Sean says, this team, the focus, the drive is unlike anything in recent years. Yeah, Sean. Like, just to talk more about the pressers, Ja'Cory Bennett, they asked him, like, what is one of the weaknesses that you looked at? And he didn't really idle one weakness. He just said he took his weaknesses, try to get better in, took his strengths, and just elevate the strengths. Get better each day. And that is the mindset of this team, you guys, to get better each day. And Michael Mayer, another thing to point out with Michael Mayer, he said that when the pads come, everyone's excited for the pads to come on, you guys. And one thing he said about the pads coming on is that he's excited for the pads to come on because there's a lot of things that he can work on during pads that he cannot work on without a full padded practice. So that's one reason why he's excited for padded practice. And he spoke highly of Max Crosby. I mean, this is Max Crosby. But he's saying going against Max Crosby, that's just going to make you a better blocking tight end. The way he moves, the way he twitches. And he's, Max is going up to Michael after practice like, hey, what play was this? And Michael's like, I'm asking him the same thing. What play did you guys run? Like, just them both, like, you got the defense and the offense both bouncing, like, communicating, bouncing ideas off of each other on, how can they get better? How can they better the game? Bro, you guys just got to understand, like, this team, how close they are, you guys. Like, this is they're having fun out there. This isn't the same Raiders that we seen under McDummy. Okay, this is a different Raiders team that we are witnessing in front of us, you guys. Aiden O'Connell got thrown into a dysfunction shit show as a rookie last season. But yeah, that got to play into a part. I mean, look at Derek Carr's first rookie year. He got, people could say maybe he got thrown into a shit show. Dennis Allen losing first 4 games, he got fired, and then what was his name? Tony Sperano became the interim head coach. A lot of changes went through that season. And Latavius Murray was a up and coming, young buck stud at the running back position. And, for the receivers that he had to work with, Bryce Butler, Rod Streeter, I like Rod Streeter. And then he had Denarius Moore, loved Denarius Moore. But comparing it to the following season, they got replaced with Amari Cooper, with Michael Crabtree, with Seth Roberts. Like, you can say Derek Carr went into a shit show, and then, he elevated his game once he got the pieces around him. I hope the same for Aiden O'Connell. Sean Johnson says Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers bring something completely different in the tight end position, which is great for creativity in 2 tight end sets, especially physical contact helps you with your reps better. You can max out your reps to the fullest, unlike without pass. And that's what Michael Mayer was basically saying, Sean, is that he is just excited for the pass to come on because really it's the physical contact. And according to the offense and even the defense side of the ball, the Jacorian Bennett, there's a little trash talking going out there. And it seems a lot of these guys have a chip on their shoulder. When they're out there on the field, they're battling. They're not holding back. And I love that. And a lot of people are beating up on the offensive line because, Max Crosby's getting to the quarterback. The defense is being very disruptive. You guys, this is one of the top, we project to be one of the top defensive units in the NFL. And this is an offense that's trying to find his legs together, learning a new playbook. Also being without Colton Miller, being without Jackson Powers Johnson out there. Of course his defense is going to dominate the offense. But what Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers said is that this is just going to make the offense better. This is going to be one of the best defenses that we're going to see all season long. So let's pump the brakes on overreacting. It's training camp, but we're overreacting about the defense dominating the offense. Sean says Max Crosby dominant Thayer Munford, but that will make him better. Yeah, and I guarantee, Sean, Max Crosby is helping Thayer Munford learn, to become a better run blocker or a better pass protector. He's not just gonna, beat him off the line and then just leave Thayer to dry. He's going to help him out. He's going to give him some pointers on what to look for. And I'm excited for Thayer. I hope he gets a lot of reps in the preseason. I think we need to see what we have out of him at the right tackle position in the preseason. Just getting live game reps, going against, opposing competition that, they don't know your game. You don't know their game much. You're scouting them. You're watching film. But you're not going to practice with them every day. They're not a Max Crosby. Now, it is beneficial to go against a Max Crosby every day in practice, but I would still love to see what he can do come game time. In other news, you guys, Dylan Labe, another guy, continued to make noise. Victor Fur on X says, Raiders rookie running back Dylan Labe making an early case for playing time. Offensive coordinator Luke Getsy said, I hope so. He is off to a great start. He has a great feel for it, and he doesn't have the errors as far as what his responsibilities are. That's really cool to see from such a young guy. And that was him being asked, you guys. That was Luke Getsy being asked if Dylan Labe will see some more playing time. And Luke Getsy was saying, I hope so. Yeah, and that says a lot for a rookie running back, coming out of New Hampshire like that. I hope we see a lot of from Dylan Labe. But I don't think we are. I think, the running backs is going to be Zamir White. You're going to have Amir Abdullah and Madison sharing that third down back. I do think we might, I wouldn't be upset if we see Dylan Labe returning some kicks. I don't know about punts, but I would love to see Dylan Labe return, get active in the kick return game. Logan Reaver on X said early takeaways from the Raiders camp. Priority number 1 was the red zone work. I love that. We struggled. We've been having red zone woes. I can't even imagine. I want to say it's been going on for 3-4 years. We had John Gruden. we had Josh McDaniels, and both of them could not fix the red zone whatsoever. I believe we were like 28th last year in the red zone, or the year prior. We were always in the bottom 20s in the red zone efficiency. I'm glad they're making that a priority, because even in training camp, from what we were hearing last week, is that the Raiders were struggling in the red zone, that the defense was getting their ways, getting a lot of batted passes in the end zone. And I think Gardner Minshew got intercepted a couple times in the red zone. So I'm glad they're making that their priority one, because red zone, you got to capitalize. Like, I'm tired of us having red zone field goals. Like, I get it. We got one of the best kickers in the league, but I think he will love if he doesn't have to be called upon inside the 20s for, a mid-rank, an easy field goal. We got to capitalize red zone trips with touchdowns. And that's how you're going to beat the Chiefs. That's how you're going to beat the Chargers, two high-powered offenses that, will put points up on the board. You got to go toe-to-toe with them. Another takeaway, Brock Bowers' hype train is coming. And his hype train, I think, was already here. You guys, Brock Bowers, once we drafted him, the hype train was already coming. And I think it's just going to the next station. I can't wait till we see this guy in game time in preseason. I don't think he's going to get a lot of reps, but again, he's going to play in the preseason. So, I mean, will he play one series? I would like to maybe see 2 series out of him, just to give him acclimated to the NFL game. And then another takeaway was quarterback questions will remain going forward. It did say as far that Aiden O'Connell, he was accurate, but Gardner Minshew has taken the majority of the starting snaps at quarterback for the Raiders during 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills so far today. It's part of the rotation the coaching staff has had throughout training camp between him and Aiden O'Connell. So there's nothing to worry about, you guys there. They're flip-flopping reps. But from what I've heard is that Max Crosby warned Thayer Munford there would be days like these. Been in quarterbacks' faces all day. Max Crosby's really been getting after Thayer Munford during 11-on-11 drills today and is letting him hear about it. Just shouted, got his ass after a rep. Hey, Max Crosby is going to make you play better. He's going to make you play better. And again, you guys, this is coming from Vic Tafur. There have been 14 drills today, 2 of them scripted, 2 of them not, and defense is having its way. Both Minshew and O'Connell have struggled under pressure. So it's not surprising that one of the takeaways is that this quarterback, controversy is, still up in the air. They're struggling. But again, this is a projected top 5 unit, top 10 unit that we're believing in this Raiders defense. And from what we're hearing in the pressers, they're flying around. They're fast. This is a very fast defense. And again, this is only going to make the offense better, because this is possibly going to be one of the best defenses they're going to see all year. Another takeaway was the secondary has a chance to make a jump. And again, they were playing fast out there. You got Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones, Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps. And you guys, Jacorian Bennett is, again, making a name to be cornerback 2. I believe he has cornerback 2 locked up. Nate Hobbs said today that the media's got to stop, clowning on Jacorian Bennett. They got to stop coming for him. He's a dog, and there's a lot of people saying that Jacorian's going to have a hell of a year. Let me pause right here. I want to get into some of these comments. Sean says, I think Dylan Labe is putting Amir Abdullah possibly on notice. I wouldn't be shocked, Sean. And I would say this, Sean, if Dylan Labe goes out there in the preseason and absolutely just kills it, I'm telling you, and I told Big Mike this, I think he will get early playing time week 1, like at the start of the season. But he has to go out there and kill it once the pads come on, and also when preseason games are launching. Brock Bowers equals business. Hey, that's true. His pressers are quick, but he's just here to play football. Sean says Colton Miller and Jackson Powers Johnson missing on the line is going to be a huge notice. And it is. It is, Sean, and they're playing it safe with them. They don't want to rush them back. They want them ready for week 1. They want them ready for week 1, and I'm not mad about that. You want these guys healthy. They're going to be a bunch of dogs on that offensive line. And I gotta agree though with Wasted on here. He had questions about Jackson Powers Johnson, mainly because he's a rookie and he's projected to be starting at left guard. Not getting him, any reps could hurt Jackson Powers Johnson. It could, have some growing pains. But I would say this: he's not going to get better without experience. He needs experience. Maybe, you can develop him. He can watch from the sideline, but we'll see when he comes back. How is he going to be working in training camp? And also, I'm hoping that we can see Jackson Powers Johnson in the preseason because, again, game time and game film is going to help that kid get better every single day. Our left side is hurt on off. It shows. Colton Miller and Jackson Powers Johnson not being out there, you guys. It shows. It is showing. It is showing how much it is hurting our offense. And Orlando, you're right. It's practice. And that's where I'm at too. Let's wait till game time. And that's what I'm saying, Orlando. Like AP saying that the starters are gonna play in the preseason, that everyone's gonna play in preseason. I'm happy about that because you want to get these guys' feet wet. Getting ready for game time. You don't want them to show up week 1 and now they're just getting their feet wet for the season. Like, practice is one thing, but now you're getting hit from an opposing guy who really wants to take your head off. Like your teammate's coming to hit you, but he's gonna let up because he's not trying to take he don't want to injure you. You got guys that's trying to go out there and make a name for themselves, and they're gonna hit you, where it hurts. Let's get into some and a shocker, you guys. Defensive tackle Byron Young had filled in well for John Jenkins thus far at camp. Max Crosby has taken over. This is from Victor Fur. Crosby has taken over practice. Just leaped high to almost pick off Minshew at the line of scrimmage and then stop Madison immediately on back-to-back plays. Max Crosby is just a dog, you guys. And then Nate Hobbs sighting. Levi Edwards said, can't confirm. Hobbs has about 3 pass breakups today from 7-on-7s and team period. I want to say another thing, you guys. Nate Hobbs' presser. Nate Hobbs is making it known that this defense is not happy with balls being passed, batted down. I can get the sense and urgency that this defense wants to create turnovers, you guys. And this, I know, watching on Sundays, we're like, man, why can't they just tackle? Like, stop trying to punch the ball out. You guys, this is a defense that is going to go after the football, that the opposing offenses are going to have to cover up the football. They're going to have to, they can't be loose with that football because we have a bunch of defenders that are going to be attacking that football. Nate Hobbs is preaching about it, that turnovers will change the game. Like, that changes the momentum, not just for us, but for our offense. We're giving, and even Jakorian spoke about it, that we need to give our offense more chances to score points, like run up the scoreboard. Just run up that scoreboard, and we're going to keep, playing our game. We got a bunch of dogs on this side of the football, and we're going to be taking away the football. And that's what I love to hear, you guys. They are emphasizing turnovers. Like, this isn't a defense that is going to be scared to come up and tackle, a.k.a. Marcus Peters, or, be afraid to, get gritty and get physical with wide receivers, get physical with the running back, get physical with the offensive line. This is a defense. They want people to fear them. They want teams to fear them. And when was the last time, you guys, we can really say when the Raiders defense stepped on the field, you almost shit your pants if you're the opposing offense. And I know Mahomes, he's talking confidence right now, but this defense, they got number 15 circled, definitely. Levi Edwards said also, okay, but Max Crosby is actually going crazy in team period. Another sexy play alert. Trey Taylor, after calling Mahomes a bitch, he secures an interception in 7-on-7s. The ball bobbled out of the receiver's hands, and the Jim Thorpe Award winner snatched it in midair. Trey Taylor, another dog, you guys. Another guy that I feel like he's going to come in, and he's just going to be another I think one thing that's not being talked about, you guys, about this defense is the depth. The depth that we have on this defense, you guys, is just insane. From Isaiah Palomalu to, Trey Taylor to Tommy Eichenberg to Byron Young, now making a name for himself. He's having a pretty good camp. We have a lot of depth pieces, you guys, that can get filled in on this defense, and that's just going to make the starters' jobs easier come game time. Vinny B tweeted out on X, as opposed to first week of camp when the Raiders worked extensively in the red zone. They went to a full field on Monday, but it was essentially the same thing. The defense got the best of the offense, and quarterbacks Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell dealt with a lot of pressure. And this goes against the offensive line. Dare Mumford is getting chewed up by Max Crosby, but Max Crosby does this to everybody, you guys. Like, we're beating up an offense that's, getting beat by Max Crosby, who's probably one of the top defensive ends in the league. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, we're just trying to create a narrative to just shit on this team, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Vinny B also pointed out Minshew had a long throw to Tucker for a huge gain at Raiders camps, but it comes with the qualification. The play would have been whistled dead on a sack, and guess who was there, you guys? Max Crosby. It seems Max Crosby was living, and he wasn't just renting, he was living in the backfield in today's practice. Victor First said that with Luke Getsy, Minshew can scramble and make plays under pressure more than Aiden O'Connell, but that has backfired at times. It feels like Getsy was talking to him today. If Getsy has to talk to Minshew, I mean, hey, maybe Aiden O'Connell does have, the front runner for quarterback one. Maybe Minshew is going to be the backup. We don't know. We still have to wait for preseason games to happen. Like I said, you guys, once the pads come on, once the preseason games start going, we won't really know, or it would be more easier to really evaluate not just the quarterbacks, the running backs, backup receivers like, hey, Trey Tucker, you got out there. And then our corner room, Jacorian Bennett, Demario Richardson, and then even guys like Trey Taylor. And I'm really excited to see what Dylan Labe brings to preseason, you guys. And it seems the running backs are putting in that work. And shout out to Raiders Legacy on Instagram, you guys. Again, Byron Young, second-year defensive tackle Byron Young has flashed in camp. The former third-rounder in 2023 is expected to see a significant share of snaps and rotation along the Raiders' interior defensive line this season. Defensive line coach Rob Leonard and defensive coordinator Patrick Graham have spoken highly of Young early in camp. The 23-year-old, he's 6'3", 292 pounds, only recorded 3 tackles and a pressure in 99 snaps last season. And a lot of people wanted to label him as a bust, you guys. And again, another guy that, was in a shitty situation, really, really shitty situation. Now, not only for the players, but these players have coaches that have their back and are going to train them and coach them the right way, and not have this ego to them where the coach is always right and the players have to listen. Like, they're going to get some insight from the players, and the players are going to get insight from the coaches. It's a give and take. They're giving and giving. What's going on, Sean? Shout out to my guy Chris. What's good, my guy? And then, so it's a Raiders Legacy. Also in the news, you guys, the Raiders have waived linebacker Darian Butler with a failed physical stemming from his knee injury last offseason. The Raiders did sign wide receiver Terrell Bynum, 23 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds, recorded 81 receptions for 1,093 yards and 7 touchdowns between 2018 and 2022 at Washington and USC. Likely just going to be a camp body, you guys. Nothing more. I mean, you guys, we got Devontae Adams, we got Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Guyton, and then you got Brock Bowers, who you can plug in as a slot receiver or even as an outside receiver. There's not going to be a lot of room for, if you're the wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, not going to be a lot of room on this offense for you. Another thing, Mo Moulton on X also said, when I say the Raiders will have the best tight end group, a lot of people pause. But I think that Bowers, Mayer, and Bryant trio could be a game changer. Luke Getsy has a favorable history with tight ends as a pass game coordinator and offensive coordinator. I brought that up, when he was with the Bears. I think it was Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet had a career high in touchdowns with Luke Getsy. So, I can't disagree with Moulton on here, because I agree with him. Just Bowers and Mayer alone, and then Mayer giving his praise to Harrison Bryant, saying he's everything you want in a teammate. He has the measurables, and he's very physical, and he's also a leader. He has everything that you want in a tight end, from blocking, from receiving. He said he did it with the Browns, and he's doing it in practice with the Raiders. Another guy that I'm really interested to see these depth pieces, you guys, in preseason, because I feel like we know what we're going to get from our starters, but I really want to see when it's a next man up, injuries happen, God forbid, anything happens, for the starters, but injuries happen. That's part of the game. I want to see what happens when the next man up is called. What are we going to have from a Harrison Bryant, from a lot of the depth pieces on this team? But yeah, you guys, that is what we got going on day 1, week 2 from training camp. A lot of news, you guys, a lot of news that we broke, a lot of things that we discussed. Let me hear from you guys. What is some things from training camp that you guys are hearing? What is your concerns from training camp? What are some things that you like from training camp? Let me hear from you guys. That is what makes these live shows so fun. I get to hear from the chat, get to conversate with you guys. Sean Johnson says, got to be the best tight end unit in the NFL. Hey, Sean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think it is. I think it is easily a top 3 unit in the NFL, and they're going to show it. They're going to go out there and show it, and they're going to start by beating the chokers down week 1. And thank you to my guy Chris. Yeah, guys, like it up. Like it up. Like this video so we can get out there. We can get to more Raider fans like yourself, and we can extend this conversation. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed, you guys. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, just really the defense, you guys. I can't speak highly enough of them. The defense is dominating in training camp, and it's not. I know a lot of people are overreacting to it because they're hoping that this offense, can show some life against this defense. But I'm being honest, you guys. This defense is going to be a top 3 unit. Like we cannot sit here and be like, okay, our offense is going to suck, like they're going against the 32nd ranked defense. No, this is a defense that now has a chip on their shoulder. And yeah, Sean, there will be a lot of news tomorrow. You're right, Sean. That's what I'm saying. We might have to schedule in a live show for tomorrow. Because that's what I'm really excited for, is for the pass come on, because we're really gonna see what is made out of guys like Dylan Labe, guys like Jacorian Bennett, and Nate Hobbs even talked about it, that he's glad that the pads are coming on because he can be more physical. Same with Jacorian. He wants to be more physical with the receivers. And, it wouldn't be a live show without DeMokes coming in here. AOC, MVP incoming. Hey, DeMokes, I hope so. But anyways, you guys, I mean, there's not really much left to talk about. But other than, Jacorian Bennett, I don't want to beat the horse to death too much. Jacorian Bennett is flashing in training camp. Dylan Labe continues to flash in training camp. Brock Bowers continues to flash in training camp. A lot of these young guys, they're surprising these coaches of how well the game is coming to them. Pause if necessary. How they're understanding Luke Getsy for the offensive side, like Brock Bowers, Dylan Labe, how they're understanding the playbook. Same with Aiden O'Connell. Luke Getsy said that Aiden and Gardner Minshew are understanding the playbook really fast. They already, they have a comfortability of knowing what Luke Getsy wants. Sean is saying, I think if Jacorian Bennett has the cornerback 2 locked down, then cut Brandon Facyson, sign Adoree Jackson as depth. He knows Patrick Graham's system very well. I wouldn't be mad at that, Sean. And Brandon Facyson didn't practice today either. There was no sighting of him. So, your best ability is availability. And I've been calling for Adoree Jackson or Stephon Gilmore to be signed as possibly quarterback 2. But I think, like Like you're saying here, Jacorian Bennett. He likely may have that cornerback 2 locked down. I wouldn't be upset bringing in a Jory Jackson for some depth piece. But anyways, you guys, that is what happened in training camp today. Be on the lookout. Tomorrow, hit that bell notification. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And if you have not shared it around with anyone that you know that is Raider fans, share it around. Share it around and hit that like button on the way out. I'm going to close it out here. I'm going to have some dinner now. I got to get some sleep because I got an early shift tomorrow. But yes, you guys, depending on what news is coming out, you guys, for tomorrow, be on the lookout. We might have a live show. It will be the same time, 6:30 p.m. And maybe I can get some guys to come on the show with me, and we can talk. We could talk some Raider football. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Like I said, salute to DeMoke, salute to Sean Johnson, Chris, my guy Anthony Estrada, also John Leon, Orlando Padilla. Salute to all you guys for pulling up into the chat and communicating, talking some Raiders football. Love y'all, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.